Got it. Got it. And got it, right? God it, right? All righty, y'all. Namaste. Peace and greetings. I self-law and master, right? That's what Islam, denotes, that acronym, right? Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey here in Morocco at northwest of Mexham. How are you? How's everyone? That's great. We're great to hear that. And I'm here with my magnificent broski doskies.
Brother Alim, all is well.
All is well.
Islam. Islam. I am Terrell Tamari Bey. I am
Islam. Here with my magnificent bros, Brother Alim and Terrell Tamari Bey. Guys, I'd like to welcome you to our 7hillstar.com astrology firm, right? 7-day astro calendar. It's actually our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. And this is pertaining to 3rd March to the 9th March, 2022. That's what we'll be going into. And without further ado, guys, we're just going to get right to it. I'm actually going to do a screen share here. Give me one moment. Share this screen. And bring this up immediately. Man, I forgot to share the it feels good. I forgot to do that, man. And Instagram and the TikTok. Hold on, man. I'll do it after we complete this, because that is classic. Right? All right, anyway. I'd like to welcome you guys. 7 years Astro Calendar March, Aries 2022 to February, Pisces 2023. Time never was when man was not, and we are quoting El Hajj Sharif Abdul Ali, doing religious corporate activity, being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And we are giving testimony, our diverse testimonies, which will give us a full synthesis or delineation for the next 7 days from the 3rd March to the 9th March. For the water sign Pisces, alrighty, dealing with the fish is contemporary, anciently ruled by Jupiter, but having the contemporary assistance in co-rulership with Neptune. This is the same month, so to speak, Gregorian, where also the fire sign Aries, alrighty, we will see the sun ingressing that sign also. Dealing with the ram and ruled by Mars, right? And so, guys, this is the preliminary, I'll call it for now. And I'll be putting out an edit, so to speak, to this, just to, give full disclosure and be upfront, because we operate in truth here, after love, of course, inherently. So just wanted to let you guys know that what you're seeing here is our March 2022, right? And yes, we're doing the third. The third, we have Brother Alim L for Thursday. For that very light Friday, Terrell Tamari Bey. Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, he's got all of the transits on Friday. He's got so many transits that you can't see him. Like, no, I'm kidding. Saturday and Sunday is Brother Hasan Ghaziel Bey. And on Monday, of course, is Brother Terrell Tamari Bey. Tuesday, Brother Alim L. And I'll be closing out for Odin's Day, Woden's Day, right? Which is today, but today is the 2nd. So you guys can go back and look at the Astro Weather Report from last cycle to see what we said about, the 2nd, all righty, and see if that lines up, see how it all comes together for you. Like, hey, them brothers be on point. Well, like Senior Jackson Bay from Astrology Street says, them brothers don't miss, right? So Wednesday, like I said, I'm closing out for the 9th, also for Wednesday. So guys, you see the calendar here, alrighty. And this Vernal Equinox, guys, I'll make sure I move that Aries emoji from there, because that's where it was last year. I'll move that Aries emoji there. So you see that this Vernal Equinox will happen. The sun will ingress Aries at 1133 minutes thereafter. Right? Let me see. Let me get the view options here. I know I heard somebody come in. I wanted to hit the button, but it's all good. When I come out of the screen share, I'll make sure I let the access go on. So that's what it is, guys. There you go, Brother Terrell. All right, let's stop the screen share there, right? Pardon me. And what I'm going to do, okay, yeah, I'm getting okay there. Right? Let me get my pad here. And let us screen it, share it. I should probably close this one. Let me close this one. Close window. All right, we're going to share this. Probably should open up. I'm gonna have Brother Terrell share his solar fire. That's what it's looking like. It's hitting slow. 2 seconds. All righty. Are we seeing?
Yes.
All right. Let me stop this clock. That's an astro clock that's going. Let me stop that there and take us to the 3rd, correct? Let me take us to the 3rd. I'm all the way at the 9th already. All right. So we'll just actually just hit the previous button here. And we'll just go for sunrises, right? So let's find the ascendant. Right. Now let's just previous sunrise all the way to, well, let us do it. Okay, maybe not. Let me just hit the 3rd.
Let me not be lazy.
All right. Started at March 3rd here. All right. And I'm pretty sure sunrise happened before then, so. Sun conjunct the ascendant. Let's see. Let's do this. 2 seconds, y'all. Boom, shakalaka. That's the 2nd. Oh, set the 90. No wonder. Change it from there to there. Now what we got? Next. March 3rd, 6:40 and 30, correct?
Indeed.
Indeed.
Indeed, the moon, right? So now we have it all set for Brother Sean Alim for his 3rd Thursday, right? On Thursday, it's the 3rd March 2022. And beloved brother, I yield the floor as I'm on standby. I'm going to start setting your transits already. I yield to you, Brother Sean Islam.
Islam. All righty, let's get down with the get down. So we have Thursday, March 3rd, 2022 at 0600 hours, 40 minutes, 30 seconds. And we have the sun conjunct the ascendant, or what is said as the sunrise. So with having the sun here at sunrise, with the sun being in Pisces, just a good time to wake up and stretch, tell yourself some loving things, self-affirmations, and or maybe just listen to some music or meditation when you wake up. That's the best way to get the day started. And I will yield for that for my first aspect to be Mars conjunct Pluto. All righty, here we are, Thursday, March 3rd at 0300 hours, 42 minutes, 56 seconds. We have Mars here in the first house at 27 degrees, 50 minutes. So for Mars being exalted in Capricorn, we will say active discipline. And we have Pluto at 27 degrees, 50 minutes in Capricorn. So for that, we can just say a transformative, authoritative look. So with Mars and Pluto being in the first house, I will bear a testimony as to this is just a new time to this is a death and rebirth of yourself version of yourself. So definitely after probably rising today, you felt like a new you. Right now you're taking all the lessons that you've learned and things that you have overcame, and now you're transforming that into a new, better version of yourself. You're taking and applying things to really get to those goals that you have for yourself. So it's just a transformative, active cycle for the self. And I will yield for that testimony and get on to my next one. And that was Mars conjunct Pluto. Let's see what we got next. Next up, we got Venus conjunct Neptune. All righty, so we have Luna here at 22 degrees Pisces. And this is still Thursday. What's up, bro?
Luna conjunct Neptune.
Luna conjunct Neptune. What did I say wrong?
No. Yeah, you said Venus, but I know it's going to be Venus conjunct that Pluto next. But you're good. I'm just being my brother's keeper. You're good.
Indeed. All right. So we got Luna and Pisces in the first house, conjunct Neptune and Pisces in the first house. So for Luna, when we think to our first house still, so emotion, subconscious of self, Neptune dealing with dreams and illusions in the first house. I will say take notes of any dreams that you might have had last night and maybe for the next day or two. And also you could be receiving some mental clarity soon as to just, kind of illusions that you thought you knew about yourself, but now you were seeing how that was limited and hindering yourself. So now you're able to deal with the, illusions, thoughts, and subconscious to once again transform yourself for the better. And for that, I will yield and get to my next aspects. And we will have Venus now conjunct Pluto. All right, so it's still on Thursday with 1,200 hours, 55 minutes, 48 seconds. We have Venus now at 27 degrees, 51 minutes Capricorn, conjuncting Pluto at 27 degrees, 51 minutes Capricorn in the 7th house. So when it comes to the 7th house, when we talk about sharing and, relationships or our partners, and with Venus being love and beauty, connecting, and Pluto being just, a death and rebirth, there could be some people out there that are maybe about to rekindle a flame with their relationships and take that to the next level. Also, just on how they share, how they see beauty and romance and, once again, going through those cycles and that death and rebirth process. Now they're looking at new means of how they want to share themselves. And also just feeling new senses towards equality as well. To just want the better for all and just to have that structured love. So it's restructuring of the love and how you share yourself for the better. And for that testimony, I will yield and get to my next one. And we will have, Moon, Sextile, and Pluto. All right, so now you can take what I said about that conjunction from the Moon and Pluto, and now those thoughts or those actions are now in a flowing aspect. So we have,
You good. Keep going with you. Keep going with Moon, Sextile,
all right.
Pluto.
Yeah, so we got Luna here in the 8th house in Pisces. So this is just a mental transformation here. And we have Pluto, looks like he is slightly moving into that 6th house, just barely in there, got his toes in, not the whole body, at 27 degrees Capricorn in the 6th house. So somebody be having a really nice, deep conversations with some coworkers, maybe. I would say, or, someone has picked up a new idea to maybe, meditate or, a self-transformation type of means. So maybe they're working on that fitness system, or also now having the energy to want to organize all their thoughts and their wisdom in order it means to communicate with that 6th and 8th house. And finally, with that Luna and Pluto, 6th and 8th house, it's, coming into really who you are, coming into the loving wisdom of who you are. So now that can transform yourself to upgrade your values and how you view and hold yourself and how you can continue to launch forward and go. So, and that was coming from that conjunction now that, what you did back then is in that flowing aspect. So just continue that movement that you have with this Luna as she transits Pluto and moves throughout. And I will yield and get on to my next aspect. Let's see, we got Luna, Sextile, and Venus. So we have Luna still here in Pisces at 27 degrees, 58 minutes in the 8th house, Sextile and Venus at 27 degrees, 58 minutes Capricorn in the 6th. So with the Pluto was a transformation. Now we have Venus here. So our love and values, or how we want to connect to others, and the workplace, or also just service given, is now being transformed with Luna in the 8th. So it's a merging of your wisdom and how you transform with the service given. So we can look for more people to want to go to healers and readers. Also, people can maybe wanting to see some psychic readings. Maybe they're feeling called to get that. And also a re-strengthen of maybe some bond with some coworkers. That is a really good time to, have some talks out or just get whatever is needed at the workplace to get that structured and work for the better. For that, I shall yield for Luna sextiling Venus. And I will get on to my next one. Let's see, and now we have Luna now sextiling Mars. So we have Mars at 28 degrees Capricorn in the 5th. And we have Luna there at 28 degrees 14 in the 8th.
Man, it's going to be some Cancers born this year. I mean, hold on, Scorpios. This right here, this configuration right here with Mars exalted at 28, bro. I yield. I just had to just kind of be like, whoa, what houses are these? Yeah, shout out to all the future Scorpios out there. I yield.
You come check out Seven Hill Star, then give me some game about yourself. So yeah, with Mars being there in the 5th house, exalted in its sign, it's definitely people are starting to connect more deeper than the physical. Definitely connecting more deeper on the physical. People will be expressing maybe different creative art pursuits, expressing their talents that they have. As Luna deals with wisdom, 5th house is creativity. So now it's that feeling of really putting yourself out there and putting your creative ideas and pursuits out there, and also just building upon how you can better yourself. And that's where that lunar transformation comes. It's like, all right, Mars, I'm doing this in the 5th. This is how I've been doing. This is how I've been grinding. And Luna with that 8th house transformation, like, all right, let's take that love and creativity we have and take that to the next level and transform it. And then, with that sun there, definitely what they would say, love making going on and just feeling deeper. So just enjoy this time and just really whatever you're grinding for, you're grinding towards, just do it with love. And I will yield for that testimony.
Whoever watches this presentation, right? It's funny. After you got a void of course moon here, right? For what? How long is that?
So I think it was like 3 hours.
7 minutes.
Just 30 minutes.
Oh, it's 30 or 7? 3 hours and
30 minutes because it goes void of course. My bad. No, 3 hours and 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the moon goes void of course for 3 hours and 7 minutes. So no major purchases during this time.
Exactly.
So at 4:44, 16:44, the moon's gonna go void, but they're gonna be that's interesting. I'm not even. Never mind. I don't want to.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, right? What you of course we're doing Mars ingressing Aries next, but this is my thing. This is what I'm kind of like looking at with that. I'm looking forward to us probably doing a lot of charts for people that may be having children manifesting around November 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th, maybe even to the 10th and 11th. But this kind of energy where I see that happening like that and the moon's increase, especially any women that have this type of moon phase in their chart, because it's easier for a woman to conceive, to have a child based on whatever the moon placement is in our chart. Whatever the moon phase is in the chart, that's the moon phase you can choose to conceive. So it's like, that's why I said I'm curious to really see how that goes. Really, 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 really curious. And it's interesting how that last aspect is happening at 4:44:44.
Yeah. So that's pretty permanent. It's a pretty permanent action. So be mindful.
It's like that. That's I trust people are doing things in the right energy. Seriously, because I would just say this energy here, yeah, I'm curious to see what manifests November 6th through maybe the 12th. We'll do November 6th through 12th, 2022. All right, I yield. I'm gonna, Brother Sean, let me make sure I get this in right here. We're looking for that, correct?
These, all right, so for my last testimony for Thursday, we have Luna ingressing Aries. So after maybe a tired feeling period,
I wasn't going to say anything. I just going to circle the moon and the 6th house. I just wasn't going to say anything. I was
secretly in my head speaking like Jag. All righty. So yeah, we got Luna ingressing Aries in the 6th house. So with this energy, after feeling tired, loving, maybe just wanting to rest, with that moon being in Pisces, now with it being in Aries, you are full go all out action. So, initiating any new projects, any health routines, any fitness that you want to do. Maybe it's a very good time to people be looking at some pets, or, getting active with themselves, their pets, or their partners. And so just a really good time to be active and initiate projects. You'll feel this new sense of energy and the surge of energy to just go. And this is just taking off after, plotting with that Luna being in Pisces, of how you just been kind of calculating, reflecting. Now it's like, all right, let's go. I made all the necessary changes. I've seen what I needed to see. Let's continue to move forward in a healthy but strong and independent way. And I yield for Luna ingressing Aries there on Thursday, March 3rd at 1900 hours, 52 minutes, 17 seconds. And I yield the floor. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh man, you silly.
So we just keep going, like we ain't even skipping over Friday. Like, yeah, hey, Friday, keep going. I'm just playing.
Y'all hilarious.
Oh, so yeah, Holy Day is here on the 4th.
I'm sorry, y'all. Try not to laugh. That's because I know it's about to happen. So that's why.
Yeah, so go outside. You should do that for yourself, right? 6:39. Look at that. So divine. All right. Listen, think about what Brother Sean said on Thursday. Ganesh, Shadiram, Ganesh. All right, ayo, to Brother Hasan. Take it over, man.
They said a bleep, that's all, folks.
I know, right? It's like there's nothing I could do but just keep circling the sun in the first house, the celestial longitudes for both. It's like, all right. Okay, all right, so I guess we're complete here. All right, cool. All right, so let's hit next, right? Because now we're here in the 5th, right? Days are getting longer, all righty. So here we have a sunrise at 0637 minutes and 32 seconds thereafter, all righty. And my first testimony, actually, let me get my documentos together. I got a few papers here. I even actually got my printed version of my Lunar Mansions book. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna print my Lunar Mansions out. That was 3 years ago, of course, but I'm just, pulled them out, so to speak. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna do this rock and roll here. Guys, I'm gonna give you my brief notes here also. So I have, for the first portion, it's Luna sextile Saturn. So let's get Luna here. Let's get Saturn. And let's put a 60 right there for the aspect. And that is actually happening just a few minutes after sunrise. So I think I can hit this, find the aspect, continued on next. At 0655 minutes and 49 seconds thereafter, we have Luna, right? Look how everything's here in the east, man. Lucky, Astro Cookie. That's how you know an eclipse is about to come. Seriously. That's how you know when an eclipse is about to happen. But this is just another way of looking at it sometimes, like how I see it. But anyhow, here we go. So when looking at Luna, right, we have Luna here at 19 degrees, 19 minutes in Aries, right? So, and we have Saturn here at 19 degrees, 19 minutes in Aquarius. So just going off of my report here, we do have Luna in Aries in the first house in the second lunar mansion, alrighty. And we know that the second lunar mansion, you know, it's good for planting and journeys and such like that. 25th lunar mansion, where Saturn is, you know, seeking fights. It's good for sieges, things like that. But, you know, what we would really look to do is just, obviously, at the end of the day, we're looking to really make our garden grow, right? That's what we're really looking to do. So with Luna, where it is at 19 degrees, that is the sun's exaltation. 19 degrees Aries is the sun's exaltation, but Saturn's fall. That's where Saturn doesn't do the best. All righty. So, and it's a fortunate degree, however, the back for where Saturn is, 19 degrees is the back. So if we were thinking about, you know, sun's exaltation, and Saturn is in a sign that the sun doesn't do its best in, is Aquarius, which you can see though, guys, that when it comes to the back, right, you could also look at maybe behind the scenes production, or maybe there are some things that are, you know, there that are in support of some things that you would like to do in pouring out some knowledge. However, also at the same time, maybe being able to defeat some things in your favor that may have to actually deal with, you know, some hidden things, maybe some self-discipline. Actually, you know, Saturn in the 12th house is, you know, 12th house when Saturn's in its joy. Saturn's in its joy in the house of bad spirit, or bad, you know, daemon, as they would say. However, it would speak to where you can actually institutionalize the disciplines necessary. All righty, maybe being able to communicate those things that are on your heart that you would truly like to expand. That's me actually going from Saturn to Mercury to the sun to Jupiter, correct? So that you'll be able to really fully comprehend things within inside of yourself, so that when you actually go to move out or be active, take your place amongst the affairs of men, you'll be able to do it with a status that allows you to be able to emote in a way where you're using the wounded healing in an instituted fashion to bring about something fortunate, not just for yourself and your pockets, but actually your physical constitution, your health will actually benefit from it, especially with, you know, this home growth insecurity. So there's a way of being, allowing yourself to be secure with some things that's in your subconscious mind that you may have had some restrictions about really being sure about. However, now you have the resources or the backing necessary that has poured out enough information for you to be able to be secure within self. That's, again, moon in the first house, pertaining to your subconscious mind. Even though Aries is completely intercepted, that Aries Libra axis is so intercepted. So, however, Jupiter in council with the king, right? Because Jupiter is now Kazini, right, so to speak, with the sun, you know, 0 degrees 8 minutes, 0 degrees 17 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, within the sun's conjunction space or whatever, so to speak. That right there, we should also look for, when it comes to finances, anything dealing with finance, I think March 5th, or even March 4th also leading up, I think a lot of people are going to be, look to your markets, your foreign exchange markets, your commodities markets, because the sun and Jupiter together is the recipe for gold. What we're really going to look for is when the sun actually is about 1/7 or 2/7 away from Jupiter in the future. So we're looking for the sun to move another 51.42 degrees away from Jupiter. And you'll start seeing small spikes in your investment strategies of things that you're doing, because sun and Jupiter definitely rule over gold when speaking commodities. All righty. So that's for you financial astrologers out there, or those that are using Optima. So with that being said, yeah, we're just really finding a way into having this growth. We're growing the opportunity and making sure we're securing home. And home, a lot of times, if we just think about it, our spirit is clothed in our soul, clothed in our human flesh. So home is where the heart is, right? So that's within you. So now you're being able to really institute some things that you may not have had full evidence or any research on, but now you have the evidence and some resources to go and research to better solidify those things and go about instituting some real fortunate wounded healing. With that, I'm gonna yield the floor and move on to my next aspect. We have what I was just talking about, Sol conjunct Guru, right? Brihaspati is also what Jupiter is called in the Jyotisha, correct? Brihaspati, all right? So we're going to look for a 0-degree aspect there. All right, and let's find that there on the next aspect. Looky, Astro Cookie at 14 degrees, 58 minutes. 14 degrees, 58 minutes is with an orb to, some will say Akernar, some people will say Ashernar, which is, at 15 degrees, 31 minutes in Pisces, roughly about now. And that's about 59 degrees, 22 minutes south in declination to the equator. It's the brightest star in Eridanus, right? Eridanus is the water that's being poured out from the constellation Aquarius, right? So that's the water that's being poured, Eridanus, the river. So Alpha Eridani means, because we already know that we have the Arabic, the Latin, the Arabic, the Greek, and the Latin. So Akernar or Ashernar is the Arabic, the Alpha being the brightest magnitude. That's the signification for the brightest magnitude star in any constellation. So Alpha is the brightest star. All righty. So with the brightest magnitude being Alpha, that is where the Greek is preserved, and Eridani is the Latin. So you're definitely always, when you're doing astrology and astronomy for astrologers, you're definitely getting your fair share of Arabic, Greek, and Latin off the break, just in identifying stars in constellations. From the star's name being in Arabic, its magnitude being signified by Greek denotation, and it's the constellation that it's in, it's going to give it in a Latin reference also. So your knowledge and your culture is preserved in the stars. All right, so let's continue in that. So we have, we want to creatively expand. And where we want to creatively expand in our imagination, we're looking to really institute some things that can really come to fruition, so they just don't seem like some, illusion or something that's far-fetched. We're really looking to bring these things to fruition, even online, where people are really looking for a way to look at this. Is just 11th house. There's your blog, right? There's people talking. So there's this communication, some brothers online doing astrology, right? Because within the astrology degrees, am I talking about 7 Hill Star? I could be. So now we have
your astrology read and set it up.
No, I'm just saying, everybody, you're gonna find yourselves, even at the sound of my voice now, guys. Look, we're just so serious. Get your mirror session. I know we have what it sounds like to you. We have the radio voices and stuff like that. But come on, guys. That comes from years of classical vocal training from singing and stuff. And plus, we like to have fun, right? So that's just me speaking for myself at the same time. However, let me just be serious. Yeah, guys, it's time to communicate with your brother astrologers, right? I'm only saying that, or your sibling astrologers. We're all siblings on the planet, right? Because one mother's breast have given us suck, right? We all plant food within the earth. That's the breast, right? And it gives us suck. It gives us the food that we need, right? So with that being said, we're able to be very creative with our communication and expanding the institution pertaining to astrology, right? So you guys can come along and study with us, our friends, our brothers and mothers, so that you can be able to allow yourself to really take advantage of the fact that we have our status tied to our practice, right? So you guys can see that even Saturn is ruling over the 10th and 11th house with this. So Saturn is really sitting like the throne when it comes to ruling over Pluto, Venus, Mars itself, Mercury, and being dispositor actually for what is continuing to be in the 11th house for Sol, Brihaspati, and Neptune, right? So I'm just really seeing that right here, guys. Just really allow yourself to treat yourself. Don't beat yourself up in your mind, and allow yourself to really do the communication and thinking necessary, because, here at 7 Hill Star, we heal stars, right? Because you guys are the stars, and we're clear on that. If you weren't, you wouldn't celebrate your solar return, which is the brightest star, because your so-called birthday, which is actually the day your mom gave birth, so it's actually your mom's birthday, but your solar return, during that solar return, you're actually celebrating an astronomy movement, an astronomical movement. So no matter what, when it comes to your life, you're celebrating it by the sun, and you were born by the moon, because the menstrual cycle is controlled by moon movement, as well as the fact that in order for you to eat, we have to plant by the moon. So check a farmer's almanac, because a lot of people, no matter what your religion, you would not survive if it wasn't for good farmers knowing how to plant by the moon. All righty, so we're going to really see that even in me saying that is kind of a testimony even to this conjunction here. We are bringing some things and expanding your heart, guys. We're speaking to your heart so that you can be able to expand your central operations between the way you think and how you want to institute things for yourself and others, for the overall group, the overall collective, because that's where you're learning it from. And Saturn is making sure that it's got your back, right? Because it's at 19 degrees, right? Because that's the degree for the back. All right, anywho, let's move forward. The next aspect, Luna sextile Mercury, right? So let me get Luna here, and let me actually get Mercury, and let me put 60 degrees for the sextile aspect, right? And that is moving forward. 23 degrees Aries, right? 32 minutes is where I have Luna, and then I have Mercury at 23 degrees, 32 minutes, Aquarius, right? So this is looking like, of course, a 9th and 7th house type situation. So let me actually tell you, I have Luna and Aries in the 9th house in the 2nd Lunar Mansion. All righty. And just looking at, that, guys, Mercury's in the Aquarius in the 7th house in the 26th Lunar Mansion, right? So again, guys, even when I look at the 26th Lunar Mansion, I already know that 2nd Lunar Mansion, we're talking electional wise, good for planting and traveling. The 26th Lunar Mansion, however, electionally speaking, is good for what they say employment. So maybe you want to find some way of finding some servants that are worthy of their hire to assist you in your endeavors, building and journey. So really, this just looks like a day, March 5th, Saturday. It's probably a good day to take a cruise, especially if it's not, inclement weather, so to speak. If you guys have been looking to take a trip or do a type trip or whatever, yeah, March 5th is not bad for you guys for Saturday, unless you already have it planned for, your March 4th, taking, your plans on that also. But just looking in the astrology, I can really see, this is a air fire sign thing. So maybe you guys are looking to do some type of flying, possibly. However, 23 degrees Aries is philosophy, and 23 degrees Aquarius is benevolence. So I really see that you guys are really looking to probably, maybe some people would be traveling for some reasons to meet up with whoever their spiritual community is. That's a possibility when looking at the fact that you have Luna, which deals with home, security, the home where the childhood was developed, old times security, actually. It being in the 9th house would just speak to some foreign mother, or because 9th house is foreign or world affairs or long distance travel. Moon is mother. 7th house deals with partnerships, relationships right there. And it's looking like we're looking at two pilots, a young pilot and a older pilot, right? They're doing their flying thing and making sure all the others are 1, 2, 3 traveling safely, because 9th house is 3rd to the 7th. However, it's, making sure that it's handling the affairs of others and getting them where they are, and making sure they're doing all of the necessary measures to do the wounded healing or securing people preventively in their minds to make sure their flight is secure. So with that being said, we're just looking for the benevolence in the philosophy when we're communicating what it is that we are seeking to secure ourselves with. So people are seeking to secure their thinking with some benevolent philosophy that they're able to warm the air. We're talking fire and air signs here, right? Or be able to feed the fire within. And continuing, now, is this my next to last aspect? I think this might be I have Saturday and Sunday, so I'm just going back to back, right? So this one right here happening on, okay, that was my next to last one is next now. We have Luna squaring Pluto. So let me go and find a Pluto for you and change this to 90, right? And 90 degrees. There it is, yes. Absolutely. And Luna, it's in the 6th house. Look at that. Look at that. I'm getting my Regulus on right now. Brother Regulus times Sar Muhammad Bey. 27 degrees Aries, 54 minutes is where Luna is in the 6th house. So that has a numeric code, obviously, of 416 in the 3rd Lunar Mansion. And we have Pluto, of course, at 28 degrees, which is closer to realizing, 27 degrees Aries is tenacity of purpose, hair. And if Mars is in that degree, it indicates red hair, that particular portion of Aries, right? However, at 28 degrees, because the Luna is between 27 and 28, about 6 minutes apart from 28 degrees, Aries is a power to realize a lofty ideal when serving others. So there's going to be some innovative way in the subconscious mind. Somebody's going to be like, oh, bing, I get it. I see how I can help someone or help people. So you might see some people releasing things about innovations and inventions. However, let's take a look at what's being squared here, which is Pluto. It's a challenge. It's an obstacle or overcoming an obstacle pertaining to 27 degrees. We know Capricorn is hair and 28 degrees is Mars's exaltation. Right. And so this is, of course, is right before, Mars and Venus make their ingress, into Aquarius at 123 and 130 on the 6th, right? Just right after this, just, a couple of hours after this is taking place, this transit between Luna and Pluto. However, by this happening in the 6th and 3rd house, guys, like we're really just doing our best because really, look, let's look at the 6th house is the 4th house to the 3rd house, right? So this is home to your communication. So your communication really rests here, right? And it's resting in a place where most people will look at it, well, this is the personal house pertaining to open enemies, colleagues, or dealing with your everyday hustle. So a lot of times there's going to be a way now when it comes to your thinking, you're really looking to transform the way that you've been doing things based on you actually having an aha moment. You're going to have an aha moment. We're just speaking collectively. Someone's going to have that, that light bulb's going to go off. Bing! However, again, guys, where we are in the time of things, everything works in being, remember, this is the base to make sure you're manifesting. Be pure heart, be sincere intent, be love, be honor. All righty. Now, us, we keep at the forefront of our mind, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, because we're humanitarian. All right. So that we can be able to interact with any and everyone collectively without, seemingly to have to hold anyone to anything. However, we also know the importance of nationality. As far as you being able to get further with a lot of things within your experience on this planet, this lifetime. So I'm just speaking to that, guys. This is the epiphany aha moment for you guys. I think you're going to really enjoy the fact that you're going to see some things that you're like, I've been looking at this thing for 25 years and I never looked at it this way type energy. All right. And moving forward now, we're going to go to the 6th, right? Let's check the sunrise on the 6th. That was my last aspect there, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure my bros will correct me if I am wrong. So I'm just going to move forward and we're going to do sun and ascendant at the 0 degree aspect here. We should have the 6th, Sunday, 6th March 2022. Sunrise is at 6:36. Woo, that look like Cancer right there, 6 and 9, right? Anywho, happy solar return to in my heart of heart, Caliph. A Caliph is a defender of the faith. So I called him. It's not written in any books. So I want you to be like, there was never documented that he was Caliph, Charles Mosley Bey. Whatever. You can say what you want. In my heart of hearts, shout out to Caliph, or some people say Brother Charles, right? Brother Charles Mosley Bey, correct? So he was manifested on 6th March, 1897, if I'm not mistaken. He just manifested 11 years after Prophet Noble Drew Ali, almost exactly 11 years and 2 months, but it would be like 11 years, 1 month, and 28 days roughly is the difference between Prophet Noble Drew Ali's manifestation and Charles Mosley Bey's, Caliph Charles Mosley Bey's manifestation. However, now let's get to it because this is where everything is popping off. I'm having a lot of ingresses. All righty. Now, let me make sure I didn't miss any void of course moons because, I had a void of course moon there, right? See, there goes those sound effects, right? So from that last aspect of Luna squaring Pluto, there's a moon, a void, of course, a moon void, of course, right? For 3 hours and 59 minutes, right, guys? So that means make no transactions on your, digital accounts where you're doing your shopping for those 3 hours and 59 minutes. Of course, that again, that last aspect is happening at 23:01 and 25. So that is 11:01 p.m. and 25 seconds thereafter. So if you count about 4 hours after that, right, 11:01, 12 or 0, 1, 2, and 3. So wait till after 3:01:25 to get back to, making any transactions, so to speak. So in continuing, moving forward, right? Sunday, 6th March, 2022, there's the sunrise right here, 15 degrees, right? 15 degrees. Pisces, 52 minutes is where it's taking place at 0636 minutes thereafter. So sweet, sweet numbers. 369 type numbers on the 3-6 day, right? Because the March is supposed to be like 3rd month and it's the 6th day, right? And 2022 equals 6. Y'all don't see that? I see it. See, you see the 636 again? Y'all don't? Okay, anyway, whatever, right? 6, 3, 6. Okay, anyway, I just thought that was cool. Moving forward, let me make sure. Is that the first aspect? I don't think that's the first aspect. Hold on. Did I get it? 2 seconds. All righty. Mars ingressing Aquarius. Just want to make sure I had that correct. Just want to check my notes. Thank y'all for your patience. Appreciate your patience. And going on down here to Aquarius. Aquarius, right? There you got Aries, and then you got Aries. No, that's not okay. I was just thinking it's like a water ram. No, I'm kidding. It's not a water ram. All right, so we have this is going to be previous actually. So let me actually hit the previous button because it should be taking place around 1:22:35, right? So of course, when it gets past 30 seconds, it rounds it up to 1:23 just on our calendar. However, here we go. So first, this is happening. Then about 7 minutes later, Venus will be right behind Mars. So Mars is coming out of its exaltation sign, right? And then it's ingressing the homicide degree, 0 to 5 degrees Aquarius. There's some fixed stars there, but they're not going to be in order of them yet. So homicide, guys, this is how you look at homicide. Don't go out there and harm people in people's lives. Homicide, just look at it like the movie Osmosis Jones. There's a whole community inside of you. And maybe the homicide needs to take place where you're killing off those lower self things or those ungainly parts that are not, beneficial to your overall character development, so that you can be able to allow those higher self practices in your thinking process to allow you to be able to make better decisions in times to manifest, in times to come. So I would say that this Mars ingressing the homicide degrees, right? It's just take this opportunity to really, because Mars is funny, homicide, right? Mars rules self and inheritance, but inheritance deals with the number 8, and our numeric code 8 deals with Scorpio, death and rebirth. So this is a reinvention time. It's happening in the 11th sign, which deals with, the 11th, if you really think about it, if you want to talk 8 energy, the 11th house, 8, 9, 10, 11 is 4th from the 8th. So now you can be able to gain some wealth from a beautiful death within, so to speak, kind of like Kanye West, jumping out the window, right? Sort of kind of energy. But when you're looking at the whole death thing, or so to speak, in the Kanye West fashion, pardon me, I know when I said West like that on just the last one, because I was in mid-thought of thinking so many things. In the Kanye West kind of mindset, you're just going to allow yourself to be active in making sure that things that are allowing you to maybe because you just came back feeling like maybe you got supercharged and you're pumped up. So now I will look at Aquarius as the 2nd house to where Mars is exalted. So now Mars will definitely do its best to bring out the values from just having its time being exalted. So it's ready to kind of like, maybe have a gift showering type energy. Whereas you should allow that gift showering to happen within yourself, because the gifts are you cutting out some things that weren't beneficial for you within your character. And now you're actually being able to go, oh, you know what? This will be much better. I can actually benefit from this. And it's happening in the second house. Now, technically, Mars doesn't do so good in the second house energy. However, what I will say is that just allow yourself to, you know, reap the values of things that's poured out from maybe some things that you didn't even do on your own. These values are things that's being poured onto you, maybe things that are being showered to you, maybe from things that you've done some time ago. So just allow yourself to receive what's poured out to you. All right. That's what I put out there collectively. Next, like I said, just about 7 minutes later, let's see, 122.35. Let's do the math, because Venus is next on the ingress into Aquarius. Hold on, that's messed up. Let me go forward. That's 1 and that's 2. Hold on, let me go back. There we go. All righty. So 129.35. Yeah, about 7 minutes later, right? So 7 minutes later, we have Venus ingressing Aquarius, right? So it's happening here also. So now technically they're both conjunct right now, even though the conjunction is actually happening. It's saying much at 2:12, correct? 212 minutes. So it's not considering the conjunction yet, even though I would consider that. But again, now we're bringing out, again, still within the second house. All righty. Still within the second house, 24th Lunar Mansion, of course, where it is happening. So let's do the 24th Lunar Mansion again. This is just good to take medicine. It's good for dispatching troops. So if people wanted to go to war, that's right? It's wild how that's going on. But when it comes to that, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if people are hearing more so-called news or fake news about troops being dispatched in places. People may be also looking to actually, again, having servants worthy of their hire to do some things. And we're freeing those that are captured with this 24th Lunar Mansion also. So what's interesting about that, you know, we can actually allow ourselves to heal. That's why I said you guys can kill some things off with inside yourselves, find the values in doing that and doing so, and allow yourself to bring yourself to a much higher status within yourself, and allow your mental constitution to be electrified when you really go behind the scenes and plot the things necessary for your own fortune, so to speak, to allow yourself to be able to bring forth you know, a status that will allow you to, you know, really just really be concrete, down to earth with what you actually value. You may find your value system changing, even transforming, so to speak. You may have thought to yourself, it's kind of like this. I'll put it in a silly fashion. You know how when you were younger, you never thought you would like vegetables, and now you can't wait to get a salad. It's that energy. All right. So allow yourself to really turn the fine foods and the finer things in life and things that you value, and actively allow these things to work for you, instead of you being willful and then seeing the beauty in it, but you're doing things where the energies work against you. So on this day pertaining to CM Bay's solar return, allow those active love natures to be able to drive you to find the values in transforming your status within, so you can kill off those ungainly parts that are not helpful to your overall constitution. Interestingly, how the part of spirit is opposite, right? I mean, in reflection, part of spirit and vertex, man. Vertex is fated relationships, guys. Woo, we want to talk about meeting yourself and becoming who you need to be, right? And denying the way that you've been relating so far. Just looking at some other things. All right, moving forward. Now we're going to speak to the conjunction Venus, being the faster moving one at this moment. All righty. Going to conjunct Mars. Let's go next, right? This is happening at 9. Pardon me, that's way too far. Right? I was thinking previous, huh? Let's go next. Next. 2 seconds. All righty, March 6, 2022 at 0212 minutes and 16 seconds thereafter, correct? We are definitely looking at Luna and Mars specifically now conjunct at 0 degrees Aquarius, 2 minutes together. And we're seeing that actually take place in the first house. So you have your numerical delineation 2-7 and 1-8, 11, 1st, 24th. All righty. So we are really allowing ourselves to really actively inherit the beauty in relating that which we can find wealth in gaining things for ourselves, so that we will allow ourselves to be medicinal in how we are driven to care for ourselves. And the reason I'm looking at that is the first house, the ascendant deals with your physical constitution. So in allowing yourself to be able to take that medicine, medi means middle, sin deals with to see, like cine max, cinema. So medi, cinema, right? So seeing the middle, seeing the divine balance within yourself, going within and allowing yourself to be able to heal yourself, physician, heal thyself. Interestingly, also with Chiron, where's a Chiron here? It's in Aries, right? And so self is an Aries, energy. So Chiron's there also. So I know you're going to bring that home to make sure you can secure yourself, especially with Luna finishing up at the prophet of a new order degree. 29 degrees Aries is prophet of a new order, right? So sharing that fourth house and, accidental dignity with Chiron and Uranus, there's this way of really transforming things, you know what I mean? And bringing it home and sharing those wounded healing thoughts with inside yourself, because that's where the medicine is going to come from. That's how you're going to be able to see the middle. Medicine. All righty. So with that being said, let's move on to the next one, Luna, right? From its 3 hour and 59-minute void of course in Aries, now it's going to ingress its sign where it's exalted, right? And that is Taurus, right? So Luna's going to ingress Taurus, its exaltation sign. I'm going to hit next right there, and Luna's ingressing Taurus at 0259 minutes and 41 seconds thereafter. Luna, right, is here at 0 degrees Taurus, 0 minutes, right? So that's, 0 degrees Taurus is powerful in combining old principles and new applications, right? So that's amazing, because in the fourth house, Luna does its strongest there. So guys, we're going to be able to fold space and time from our ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset so that we can make our days longer on the earth land, guys. And so again, the numeric code is 424 in the third lunar mansion. Just to be honest, its electional properties are good to purchase animals, as it says, travel, but not by sea, hunting, alchemical works, and doing good. So, there's some bad qualities there also. It says, not so great for matrimonial obligations. It says Mars rage, marriage, but we don't deal with marriage, right? Matrimony is probably a little more suitable. Not so great for partnerships between unequals, and not so great for planting. However, let's just use the energies for what they are good for. So, good to purchase animals, I guess. One could say, you could do some things, or you could get some things that'll work in your favor. Animals could be used for you to help you, work your farm, so to speak, or allow you to be able to get some things out of it. Get some chickens here and some eggs. I'm going to sell some eggs. But if that's not your mindset, you can look at it as far as in your investments. You know what I mean? Maybe there's some things you like to put your finances in places, because Luna ingressing, it's like a double dignity here. It's already exalted in Taurus, and then it's got this accidental dignity in the fourth. So it's like being in Taurus and Cancer at the same damn time. Right. So that's a sextiling kind of energy, which means also, I got a feeling some way, shape, or form. Oh, man, that's an image I didn't want to kind of have right now. But those of you that are filming yourselves or looking at yourselves in mirrors while you're doing the do, right, try your best to make sure it's not on the internet. Don't let your home movies of you getting it in hit the internet. You're practicing making children and it's hitting the internet. Don't let it. That's another America's Funniest Home Video. No, I'm kidding. Waiting to happen. Especially with Mars in Aquarius. Anyway, I'm just saying it's like a mutual reception between the fourth house cusp and Mars. You know what I mean? Being in, because that's Aries and that first and 11 kind of energy, even though it's so funny because Uranus is in the fourth house that Mars is ruling. And then Uranus is ruling, technically the sign of Aquarius, but Saturn is, doing a co-rulership. So it's not necessarily on Aquarius yet with that first house cuss. That's why I said I'm just looking at some things that could, really happen. But however, the point that I'm making here, guys, ultimately with this Luna ingressing Taurus here, this exaltation degree, what I would just really say is, guys, like make sure you're going to have a party at home, guys, but make sure you got the cleanup for it. That's what I'm gonna really say. You're gonna have fun and do all these things, but make sure people help you clean up. Make sure everyone help you with the cleanup. That's all I can say, really. All right, and keep it as PG as possible. All right. Which, by the way, what we can do, you guys can go and check that. I know I wanted to show the website when we first came in. We didn't even do that. We just got straight to, giving testimony. I'll share the website and everything at the end, guys. All right. So with that being said, moving from right there, here's my last two testimonies. We have Luna squaring Mars, right? So let's do Mars here. 90-degree aspect, correct? And let's hit next. We have Luna here at 0 degrees, Taurus, 3 minutes, right? So with Luna at 0 degrees Taurus, 3 minutes, that's Luna in Taurus in the third house, in the third lunar mansion, squaring Mars. I'm sorry, in Taurus in third house, third lunar mansion, squaring Mars in Aquarius in the first house in the 24th lunar mansion. Guys, like this would just be a really grand time, right? To really get your home business in order. Like I really just see people are really allowing themselves to allow their creativity to flow. People have been doing their best to see how they can, learn how to really work their internet platforms. People are doing a lot of podcast thinking type group situations. People may be planning different things like that. However, I really will say that you're going to really be able to secure yourself in the things that you would like to do from your home business, provided you really allow yourself to really let your destiny unfold when it comes to finances. You're going to really have to comprehend electronic financing collectively. A lot of people are doing that. And I know at the end of the day, we really want to have things that's tangible. We want to always keep the tangibles, always keep silver, always keep some form of gold, especially silver, small denominations. However, I'm also saying that we can allow ourselves to, secure some valuable communication by allowing ourselves to, I'm going to go with the alchemy here, but what will be very alchemical is just being good. You can overcome this obstacle between home and the self-inheriting or self-deprecating ways, especially when it comes to, knowledge and information or things that really come to technology. You're going to find yourself, maybe having to change your consciousness, your own consciousness, and have a transformative consciousness so that you can be able to really get the values out of what seems like to be an innovative day and age. What innovation is doesn't seem like some piece of technology. It's what's also innovative is how people are, operating amongst each other. People have been so used to a certain paradigm. And since the paradigm has shifted, now people are really doing their best to make sure that they are at home, kind of putting themselves in a homeschooling, higher learning, getting the erudition necessary so that they can survive. This is really a self-securing, which deals with survival type of transit year. So that's very active in making sure people are securing themselves. And then they're also making sure after that they're securing their finances, because right after that, Luna is squaring Venus, right? And holy smolies. There we go. 3:06, right? So at 3:06 and 20 seconds thereafter, we have Luna at 0 degrees Taurus, 4 minutes, right? So just a little past. So it's basically the same thing that I'm saying really with what I just said with Mars. We really need to really find out what kind of values we really got going on. And really Venus here ultimately is squaring the sign that it rules. Not only the sign that it rules, squaring the moon, but it's also the house that it's being dispositive for. So I would really just say that Uranus is really, do you guys please do your best to control your love natures. Do your best to not, be dishonorable. You don't want your feelings hurt by someone, don't hurt someone else's feelings. Guys, really control your sex natures. Really control it. Don't, it'll suck somebody come home and you see, wow, that's kind of that energy. You're catching someone, this is a possibly, you don't want to catch someone cheating. So it's like, guys, be very honest about your relationships and what you're doing, because this is definitely like, man, I don't want to have that image in my head. This is definitely, yeah. So at the end of the day, like, if you guys do see something like that and you see, two people you didn't expect to be together and they are together, like, guys, just really know that the character of those beings expressing themselves like that was just a way for the universe to really bring out the values necessary for you to be able to see that disruption within yourself. However, it's actually pouring out some very valuable knowledge necessary so that you can actually make these sudden changes and transform who you interact with. So it's like, oh, that's how these people are. I'm glad they showed themselves like that. So since they're that dishonorable or only honoring that frequency or that level, now you can move on and make changes in your life without regrets, without grief. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, whom I'm well pleased, Terrell, Tamari Bey, Islam. How'd I do, bros? I hope I did all right. I wasn't too long.
Islam. Can you hear me?
Islam, you're loud and clear, beloved.
Oh, but man, goodness gracious. Yeah, man, that's your testimonies were very, very pivotal for that moon conjunct Uranus. Very pivotal.
Mm-hmm.
All right, whatever. All right, so we're looking at the sunrise here. 7th of March, 2022, 1442, the moon day. All right. Sunrise is at 0634 minutes, 30 seconds to be exact, right? Like we've been telling you, before this hour, or go see the stars or the planets, so to speak, Mars and Venus. Gonna do that. That'll be cool. Get your routine going. Get productive and active. But our first aspect is moon conjunct Uranus. Right? Moon and Uranus. It's in the 5th house. 11 degrees, 46 minutes, right? Oh, yeah. So just like Brother Hasan was really just saying, like, this energy can be constructive or destructive. It can be beautiful or chaotic, depending on, what you were doing before this day, so to speak. And really the fortnight before, this day as well. So today is what, the 1st or the 2nd? 2nd, right? So yeah, like 14 days before today, the things that you were doing then is pretty much the energies that's going to display itself with its moon conjunct Uranus.
That's the 16th February.
16th. Yep.
Islam. So, going back and realizing what has been done and what hasn't been done, what you are like what you value and what you desire, so to speak, more so desire because it's in the 5th, right? Or the things that make you feel away because the moon is there too. So this is either going to be beneficial and like something beyond your imagination. Like, oh my God, it's like, I can't believe I'm on my way to, I don't know, you may be on your way. You may get an announcement that someone bought you a ticket for you to go to Australia. Possible. Or it can be the flip. You know, indulged in some energies that really wasn't beneficial for you, and now you're reaping what you sow, so to speak. So again, what you have been doing and what you are doing, it's either going to be a beneficial and beautiful change and or experience, or it's going to be like kind of detrimental. So what to do. So again, just trust your intuition, because the outside energies are going to tell you what you internally know. So just get to it. And I'm kind of sick right now because I wrote my report, but that shit got deleted. I'm so upset right now. I'm so sick, yo.
Dang.
Oh, but yeah, this is the guru hidden in the babies here. So just listen to the babies if you aren't listening to yourself. All right, moving on to the moon sextile Jupiter. So this is great. This again, just those testimonies Brother Hasan was just saying, and Brother Sean from Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, right? Because Thursday and Friday is just all of what Brother Sean basically said. So you want to unify those days, and then Saturday and Sunday, it's like combining what you've been doing, right? So in the new moon just passed. So like the seeds that you plant now, come on, really pay attention. What do you value? So here, moon sextile is Jupiter. It's like, all right, do you know who you are? You got to know who you are, because when you know who you are, you aren't dealing with things that are insincere within themselves. Well, you might, because we give the best that's in ourselves, so we expect the best in others. However, when that shows its face, you have to be mindful. So, just really connect to what you are into. So, like what's law, what's government, what is jurisprudence? Jurisprudence is law. What is government? What is truth? What is falsehood? Right? So asking yourself these questions, you're going to come to some sort of solution. You're going to come to an answer. So here, Moon and Taurus, doing this thing with Jupiter, it's like, really connect to what moves you, so you can really, grow like, the moon is doing right now. So the moon is increasing in light. So you can increase in light too. This can be increasing in like, Shukla Paksha for you, or it could be a Krishna Paksha if, you're not doing, you got to release what needs to be released, so to speak. Let's just put it like that. That's just a concept that I just used or whatever, right? So, yeah. What is law? Who are you? Are you going to settle for something, what is not? So what is wealth? What is wealth really? Is that just like physical things that you can touch? Or is it incomprehensible? All right, moving on. Moon sextiles the sun in Pisces, right? So this is sweet, short and sweet. This is at noon, 3 minutes after noon, right? 2 minutes to be exact. The moon's in the 12th. The moon's in the 11th. Yeah, okay. So moon's in the 11th, sun's in the 10th. Huh, that's cool. Yeah, so that's back. What is your karma? And that's karma isn't, oh my God. Karma is just like, how have you been, doing things? How have you taken action? What have you been doing? What have you not been doing? What stimulates you and what doesn't stimulate you? What are you building and what are you destroying? Or what needs to be destroyed so you can, build properly, right? Or what have you been building on that's, basically it might be coming to fruition now. You may be connecting with some authorities or some very benefic energy that may be helping you. However, with that moon and Taurus, moon and Uranus energy still being there, you want to be mindful that they aren't a fucking fraud. Just put it like that. You want to make sure they aren't a charlatan, as they would say. Right? Seriously though. Because again, that's what is your karma? How have you been doing things? And then Brother Hasan was just literally saying, I don't know which aspect it was. Which one was it? But Vertex was in Cancer. Oh, Vertex and
Spirit was opposite in the second.
Yep,
got you.
exactly. Yeah, my apologies. I'm over here advertising. I ain't want to be all clickety clicking and interrupting you.
Islam.
I'm over here shaking my head and saying yes. Exactly.
Yeah, so that energy, it's just displaying itself a lot with my transits, really. Because again, you have to really know who's who. But you can only know that within yourself, your self-studies, you know. The culture is in the language. Once they open a mouth, they told you who they were. You just gotta, if you don't know, you wouldn't know. All right.
You don't know, now you know. You might never know. You don't know, might never know.
It's silly, man.
Absolutely.
So yeah, man. How have you taken action? We're gonna move on. Moon's just gonna square Saturn. All right, so Moon's still in Taurus. Saturn, we know, is in Aquarius. Have we just been informed? 19 degrees, 35. So 19 degrees is the back. Do they got your back or not? Right?
Do they got your back or not? Do they really got your back or not?
This is funny though, because this makes me think like this. Yeah, this should be a tough situation with like.
Or not.
Yeah. Goodness gracious.
Let me stop. Let me interrupt it. All right, go ahead.
Yeah. This may be a tough time with the quote unquote friends. This is gonna be tough. You're hilarious. Yeah, Saturn's in the 6th. Moon's in the 9th. All right, so this is I'll say just at this moment you should realize that discipline and structure is like your best friend. Like that's your best teacher, right? Every single, I don't care what field it is. So we're talking astrology, we're talking what else we got? Astronomy, we got physics, we got botany, arithmetic, things like that. Whatever the subject matter is, whatever field it is, you have to have discipline and structure to, you know, really thoroughly understand or comprehend whatever it is that you are into. So with this aspect here, there can be a very disciplinary energy around you that is helping you connect to your emotions more so, and not being so emotionally driven, you know, instead of your emotions controlling you, you control your emotions. Just put it like that, right? So, you know, letting reason, you know, you're letting reason be your motivating factor. You're not being motivated by undisciplined thoughts and outside forces who, you know, don't get life. Like they're just living in the Sims world, so to speak. They think life is a game like The Sims instead of like, you know, like the game that they can make it for themselves. Like it doesn't have to be The Sims. It could be the game that they wanted to create because we're all creating, you know. However, I'm not going to go on my little emotional box there. All right. So yeah, let reason be the motivating factor. Think. If I can get you to thinking, you would save yourselves. That's quoting Prophet Noble Ali. If I can get you to think again, if I can get you to thinking, is that it? I'm paraphrasing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paraphrasing.
You to thinking.
You would save yourself.
I'm paraphrasing myself also.
Islam. If I can get you to thinking, you would save yourselves. Islam. Alrighty. Thinking is that's wealth. Because I asked what wealth is, and wealth is just to think. Because most people, you know, are surrogates. They have people think for them, or the people who they look up to. If it's mommy or daddy, or if it's their, oh my God, my lover, or if it's their big brother because he has an F-150, he works out every day, whatever. Like those things aren't, that's just a little speck of it. It's not the big picture. Not the big picture. All right, moving on. Moon in Taurus is going to sextile Neptune. This will be my last aspect. And this is just that clear mind from everything that's being presented. Instead of taking off the rose-colored glasses, like I've been saying, clear mind, clear spirit. Drink a lot of water, really. Drink your water. Do your exercise, your yoga, whatever mentally stimulates you. Maybe a paint night here. Sipping paint. Right. But fear in this moment is just fear loses here. Because, with that moon squaring Saturn and then the moon's gonna sextile Neptune, it's like, damn, y'all, it's kind of tripping. I was overthinking what. Yeah, you were. Like, so, just really trust yourself, man. I always say that. We always say that. It's so simple. It sounds so simple. It is simple, but when you haven't been practicing it for however long you've been on this plane here, it could be tough. Because you could be 37, 47, and you may have learned about your intuition 6 months ago. It's a lot of training you got to do. So, train. Don't give up on yourself. Dissolve and reinvent your way of being. Who are you? Do you know who you are? Back again with that moon sextile Jupiter. It's going to sextile Neptune, Jupiter, and Jupiter. All right. Be yourself. I yield.
It's long. Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. Brother Sean Alim Mel. I yield.
All righty. So we have Sol ascending, or the sun. So once again, just really, I would say for this Pisces season, for sunrise, just wake up and do something different, get a routine, whether it's music, stretching, dancing, just something positive in the morning to get your day going, as we know that, different situations happen, but, as long as you can do something when you rise to get you going for the day, you'll feel more at peace with yourself, knowing that you did something to get your day going. And I yield to my first aspect, Luna squaring Mercury, or Buddha. All right, so we're still here on Tuesday, March 8th, and let's see, 900 hours, 4 minutes, 16 seconds. So we have Luna at 27 degrees, 42 minutes Taurus in the first house, squaring or making a challenge with Mercury or Buddha at 27 degrees, 42 minutes in the 11th. So when it comes to, the stable emotions, dealing with Taurus in the first house, self-stable emotions, and Mercury being in 11th, social mentality, it's a good time to, really be real with yourself about situations and your thinking, and don't take any challenges or delays or restrictions as a bad thing, but as a way to use it to further improve yourself, a warrior never knows his strength without being tested, quote unquote, from that source. So it's just a time right now to look at yourself, look at your groups, your friends, and just make just know that stagnation or waiting is always a reason for it. So don't let the hindering make you want to give up. Let it empower you, and just balance, your subconscious and your mentality, and just keep working towards the goal, and keeping an eye on the bigger picture. And for that, I shall yield and get to my next aspect. And we've got Lunar trine Pluto. So now, as this aspect started Thursday, at a conjunction. Now we are here at the trine on Tuesday. So we have that Luna at 27 degrees Taurus in the first house, trining Pluto in the 9th in Capricorn. So, you know, from my testimonies and also Brother Hasan's testimonies with Luna and Pluto, now what started as conjunction is now at a trine. So now you can really feel at ease and comfortable with whatever projects you are working with. And that trine is now going to bring that foreign self-transformation, you know, and let's see. And then, yeah, using that higher learning that you use foreign. When I say foreign, you know, it's just not, you know, we're here in America, you know, a Mexim, and they're over there in China. You know, foreign could be reading a book you never read before on a different kind of religion. Foreign could be going to do something that you thought you wouldn't do. You know, all those different types of thing of foreign, of just doing something that's not usual, but you do it and now you like it. So now that's that transformation of you get it into it. So with that first and, you know, 9th and first house energy, you know, Luna and Taurus is stable, and that Pluto and the Capricorn is going to rock your foundation to make you make that change. And you know, and it's in a harmonious change, so it's in flow. So long as you know not get too comfortable with the energy and just to keep going, everything will ride out and be smooth, and you'll be ready for the next cycle transition. And for that I shall yield, and that was Luna trining Pluto. And let's see, get to my next and actually the moon goes void of course after that for 4 hours and 4 minutes, so no major purchases during that time. And then my next aspect will be Luna moving into Gemini in the 11th house. So when we think about numeric code, so let's see, we're going Luna and Gemini. So we go 4 4 3 4 4 3 4 3 3. So Luna, Gemini, you think the mind, thinking, communication, siblings. So right now, I'm going to say that.
I was saying 11 too in your numerical.
Oh, yes. So 4, 3, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Or 3, 11. So I'll be saying that could be a lot of people maybe talking to their siblings via the internet, discovering some siblings, or right now planning trips to go meet some siblings. Also, with Luna and Gemini in 11th, it's a time to really, you know, look at both sides of things, you know, when it comes to yourself, when it comes to your friends and associations. And maybe there is also some social events getting ready to be planned or being talked about right now with Luna being in Gemini. And yeah, so right now it's a great time, you know, go socialize, enjoy yourself, and just talk about some topics that need to be talked about with that Luna being in Gemini in the 11th. And for that, I will yield and get to my next aspect. And we have Luna trining Mars. All right, so here we are still on Tuesday. We have Luna at 2 degrees Gemini. So it was trining Mars and Aquarius in the 5th. So when we think about Mars and Aquarius in the 5th house, so when it comes to, you know, our ambition towards any romance or creativity, it's going to be in a real harmonic flow with our emotions. So it's really a good time to communicate how we feel and just be comfortable with going with what we, you know, what we really want in life, and not what other people think we should want, but what is it that you really want for yourself when it comes to your romance and your creativity? And how can you incorporate that to foreign people, you know, people who might not look like you, people who might not speak your kind of language? How can you relate that and just be cross-cultural in what you do? And as with that Mars being, you know, in Aquarius, it's, you know, social humanitarian work. So the drive right now that the world's going to be feeling with Mars being in Capricorn is working for the being humanitarian that we all are, working for what's bigger than us. And with Luna being in Gemini, that is a means to communicate that, whether it be speech or writing. And also, I would say that's a great time to keep going with that exercise regime that you might have, as Gemini rules the arms and shoulders. So, you know, just keep going, and if you feel stressed or anxious, breathe, stretch, shake, and let it go.
Add to your wisdom, bro.
Go ahead, bro. Do your thing.
Just real brief though, because it's just astrologically, like just really get into the studies of astronomy and astrology. Like really look those things up, and study those things for yourself so you can comprehend it, with your, kin. Islam. Oh yeah.
Appreciate for that wisdom. So yeah, just really, it'll probably feel like we're, might be repeating ourselves or continually, beating you in the head with it, but we have to beat you in the head with the information for you to really see it. And right now, with all this energy going on, people will really start to come, especially with everything really kind of coming out of that Capricorn restrictive energy, coming into the free flow of Aquarius, people will start to feel more light and want to speak. So let's just use this energy to be social and to be bigger about us, because freedom is everybody's job. And that was from CM Bey. Freedom is everybody's job. So let's enjoy and let's be love, truth, and honor with this aspect. And I will yield to my final aspect for Luna trining Venus. I'm getting hot out here. So I just went from, Luna trining, Mars, now it's to Venus. So now when it comes to your values, how you see the beauty and everything, with Venus being in the 5th house and, trining Luna and Gemini. So once again, it's communicating your love values and just looking at things from the both sides, from the higher self, from the lower self, from, what we feel like we know isn't the greatest, and also what we know we should do. So balancing that and being with love and honor, when it comes to our creativity, or, also finding what we do that brings us joy. It's really finding what brings you joy and how can you get creative and be for the social, for everyone, but also which for yourself first. How can you love and value yourself, and how can you communicate that? And then what is needed will come to you, once you build that building, for those who need to come to that building will come. So with this Luna trining Venus, it's a harmonious aspect to communicate what you love and value. And whether it be, socially on the internet or just with those close to you, it's a real time to be real intellectual. It's nothing superficial, artificial. It's just really stimulating your mind when it comes to those you that you want to be in romance with, those that you care about. It's just coming into that. And with Luna being the Gemini, maybe someone could, see some videos, maybe, on TikTok and Instagram that really strike them and get them really thinking. And for that, I will yield for Tuesday and for Luna trining Venus. And I will astrolob that back to my bro.
Oh, God.
Game 7 Hill Star.
Hilarious, man. You muted, bro, Hasan. You muted, bro.
Oh, okay. Pardon me. I was sitting here speaking because I was over here doing some, the recording with the phone. I figured I would catch some live footage of us or whatever. I'll be posting it soon. However, I just wanted to really just, let you guys know we're coming to a close here on the 9th March 2022. That's Odin's Day. So that's 7 days from today. All right. That's Wednesday, right? Wednesday. All right, Ilawa Raphael, right? And it's funny because we did that's like Brother Sean, you notice he did the Tony. It feels good, right?
Yeah.
On Ilawa Raphael, which is Wednesday, and the lead singer is Raphael Sadiq. So I was like, did you see that? Like, he's like, look at that. But anyway, just having we're gonna stop saying nerd or geek. We're gonna say we're just having a divine and national moment. Because that's what it is. We're being divine and national. Some people call it geek, some people call it, but I like to call it divine and national. It's just a divine and national moment. When the intellect is just noticing the synchronicities. All right. So All right, so we're moving forward. So sunrise, all righty. 0631 minutes and 26 seconds thereafter. 18 degrees Pisces, 52 minutes is where we're seeing the sunrise take place, soon to be in conjunction with Neptune. However, guys, I only have 2 testimonies here, so then we'll close on out, and I'll go into showing you guys why we do this. Want to go to our website, 7heelstar.com, show you guys why we're doing this every Wednesday, even though you guys will see us every Monday and Friday. Also, Monday is the Intuition Mondays, normally with Brother Benjamin Bey and Sean Alim L. Wednesdays, it is myself, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey, and normally Brother Corey Bey. However, Brother Corey Bey is doing work behind the scenes and doing some things that are also helping us out, out there in the world also. So therefore, you're going to see an alternating fill-in for Brother Corey between Brother Sean and Brother Benjamin on alternating Wednesdays or whatever. So you'll see us on Wednesdays, and on Friday you'll see mostly, it's supposed to be it's an impromptu improv. So you may see one of us to all of us to maybe some of us on the impromptu. This Friday we have our special guest, very, very special guest again for the second time, if not the third time, Brother Amazite, Ramundus Bey. However, he's bringing Brother Hakeem Bey. All righty, more than 40 years in Moor science. As far as giving lectures, and you guys can, I know, right? Moorish paradigm, Hakeem Bey, right? And I trust, just get to do a brief, meet and greet or whatever. However, the brother would like to stay as private as possible when presenting metaverse. All right, because per Brother Amazite Ramundus Bey, pardon me, Brother Morpheus L is Brother Hakeem Bey. So we'll be having this Friday, Brother Amazite and Brother Hakeem. All righty. So that'll be a very special treat. And then if I'm not mistaken, I trust next Friday, we will be bringing on Senior Jackson Bey. I'm going to make sure I double check that, guys. Like you guys have been, your babies for the past 4 years have been learning your Moorish Latin versions for Astrologia, right? Astrology. And Moorish Latin has been provided by he's an actual here near the Baltimore Corporation. He's a part of the Baltimore's Teachers Union. He actually is within what they call the Baltimore City Public School System, Senior Jackson Bey. So I guarantee you guys will not be disappointed to see. I think I plan to have him on if we can. I want to do a 3-parter with Senior Jackson Bey because he is phenomenal with the Moorish Latin. And so I think that'd be great for you guys to get to know him a whole lot more. He's really putting together his own curriculums for people learning Moorish Latin also. And so, in our oral statements and prophecies by Prophet Noble Drew Ali, he strongly prescribes that we learn Moorish Latin, or what is termed Spanish. All righty, guys. So going to my first aspect, because we have a Mercury void, of course, and have had a Mercury void, of course, for quite some time. Mercury now is ingressing Pisces, right? And most people are like, oh, Mercury doesn't do too great in Pisces. Man. I think Mercury does pretty cool in Pisces. It's a pretty genius placement, sort of, kind of ish. Mercury in Pisces kind of makes for one who just always finds a way to communicate things in a spiritual fashion. Sometimes Mercury in Pisces doesn't feel heard, or it feels like their words are underwater. Or thoughts may be a little illusory, may seem a little out of touch at times. However, if you really listen closely and really ask, a Mercury in Pisces, hold on, what's your left hand doing? Now let me see what your right hand's doing. It's like, oh, okay, that's how okay, now I get it. Okay, it's kind of energy. So let's move forward there. Oh, hold on, is it? Yeah, it is. It's at 2032:06. All righty. So later on that evening, so we have Mercury here, 0 degrees, Pisces, 0 minutes, guys. And what I have there for that particular ingress, all righty, for Mercury ingressing Pisces, right, while Luna's transiting Gemini, of course. This is within the 26th Lunar Mansion. So you got Luna and Pisces in the 5th house within the 26th Lunar Mansion. And guys, the 26th Lunar Mansion, as I said before, is really good for employment buildings and journeys. So I would really find ourselves allowing ourselves to really be thinking and communicating creatively on how we would like to institute some things where we can actually allow ourselves to really have other people bring to fruition things that we, have been really seeking to institute out there in the community. I don't know if you have a small business where you're doing things where you're doing like salves or some type of healing practice, but it's actually a byproduct of different things that you've taken from nature, things of that nature. And now you're looking for more people, either whether it is to promote your energies, you're looking to do actual more in stores, so to speak, or enterprising or trying to do in-store demonstrations, so to speak. So I'm just really just saying and thanking guys, like I really trust and hope that, what you'll be able to do with this transit here is just allow your children to have some fun. Let the children's imagination really fly, because their early childhood development is very important here. So, allow yourself to do the homeschooling thing in a way where it really, 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 and I mean really, allows a child to really find their own identity. Make sure they don't go too far out of the lines and develop a character flaw. However, make sure you're developing your own character and fixing the flaws in yourself and reinstituting some things in your own thinking by really watching the children be your guru. Islam. So yeah, it's a delicate balance, because you don't really want the child knowing too much that you're learning from them. They get out of control and be saying things to you that's untoward. And it's like, hold on, let's restore the balance and respect here, little one. Yes, you may be an ancient return, but let's do it within the confines of us being respectful, So that's how we look at that Mercury and Pisces. I'm going to yield on that and get to my final testimony here, all righty? For Luna, it's interesting too that this, Mercury's going into Pisces, and then Luna is quartile Jupiter, which rules Pisces with its co-ruler Neptune there also. So Brihaspati again, 90 degrees. All right. And this is taking place at 2200, 6 minutes and 22 seconds thereafter, right? All right, and this is all the 9th March on Wednesday. And guys, I just want to just really show you that Luna is here at 16 degrees, Gemini, 4 minutes, 16 degrees, 4 minutes, Pisces for Jupiter. And Jupiter is clearly still in the 4th house, even though it's riding that 5th house cusp, but just about 2 degrees, 1 minute away from actually being from within the 5th. It's now ingressed the 4th, all right, and making its way towards the eastern horizon. Now, according to the Earth spinning on its axis, of course. However, what I actually have here, guys, I know that 16 degrees Gemini is the 7th lunar mansion cusp. All right, it's the cusp of the 7th lunar mansion. It's a critical degree, and it's a degree pertaining to sleep and trance also, right? So people may be doing, I don't know if there are couples out there doing therapy. However, actually, if I'm really looking at this, that looks like the 8th house that Luna is in. So Luna is in Gemini in the 8th house in the 7th lunar mansion. Having a squaring and obstacle kind of aspect. So there's a challenge to get over the obstacle pertaining to Jupiter, which is the 9-12 energy in Pisces in the 4th house. All right, in the 28th lunar mansion. And so we're really, just to give you a little on the 28th, the 7th and the 28th. First, the 28th lunar mansion is good for trade, planting, healing, and matrimony. Trade, planting, healing, and matrimony. And when we're looking at the 7th lunar mansion, however, it's a little different. The 7th lunar mansion is, this mansion is good for agricultural pursuits and washing and purifying the body, right? The main characteristics of the mansion appears to be one of reconciliation and renewal, as resources also, renewal as sources, also indicate that this is a mansion. This mansion is good for making peace with enemies, should one choose to do so. So, guys, I think the opportunity for really enforcing treaty, so to speak, when it comes to things of that nature, even when this BS, type war stuff that people are kind of seeing out there in the public, at the end of the day, the hub of the universe is here at the North Gate. So when we really get things correct here at the North Gate, honestly, in full, and it really only takes really 1 to maybe 3 or 5 of us to really get all of the world's affairs in order. I know, how are you gonna do that? These people got tanks and missiles. But it's really just all stuff that's on paper. And at the end of the day, the less and less people actually participate in these agency policy produced things, there will be no fuel for the fire for people to, sit there and pose threats digitally through audio visual productions. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to really just share that Luna squaring Jupiter is really just finding a way to get over the obstacle of making sure you're securing your expansion. Maybe someone doesn't want you to expand. However, with that expansion in the home, what one will be able to do, because Jupiter in the fourth has accidental dignity, because Jupiter is exalted in Cancer, which is the fourth sign pertaining. Pardon me. Yeah, it's pertaining to the fourth sign. So Jupiter's in the fourth house or whatever. So it's like it's being in Cancer, and it's definitely making sure that it's a way of really instituting the essentials necessary for, you know, some viable thought processing, so that one can be able to allow themselves to inherit, you know, the things necessary to allow yourself to have the proper or healthy fascination and denial with fated relationships when it comes to other people's finances as well. What you may want to institute and expand within your home may not be in harmony with someone else's values, and maybe here you'll be able to get past that obstacle by actually utilizing some higher minded thinking. Like in what is Islam? I think within the Moorish literature, and things can't be solved by the heads, take the issue to the prophet. So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, you guys can't find a viable solution to just a small issue, then, you know, go to your Quran and your 101, because those are the books that you need to save yourselves with, to be able to make sure that you'll be able to get over the obstacles or these subconscious obstacles in your expansion. Luna square Jupiter. And with that, I'm going to yield the floor, my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased, and I'm going to stop the screen share here, and we're going to go into our be yourself and donate advertisements here. All righty. Let me stop the screen share also. All righty. And let me move over here immediately to the screen share. Do my brothers have anything to add? Any questions, comments, and or suggestions? I'm pretty sure Brother Sean is probably. Brother Sean, you're on your way to do what you do best in serving the people. If I could say that. If he could even be still there in earshot. So guys, this is where we're
in earshot, bros.
All right, Islam.
Grabbing and dabbing.
Islam. So we're going to 7healstar.com, guys. And you know, when you go to 7healstar.com, welcome to 7healstar.com. Subscribe now to receive free weekly gifts and study materials directly to your inbox. All right. And you guys can go there and subscribe and fill things out. All righty. Classic pictures. We're going to be doing some revamping, right? Because we now have newer pictures with all 5 of us at the bottom. I know I got to go and fix that or whatever. Guys, why do we do this? And we let you know, guys, like when you see us live on Instagram or whatever, and we're doing it, we tell you guys, hey, go into 7healstar.com and cast your chart, right? This is our Astro Charts calculator it's courtesy of Astro Charts, a website that we had no financial connections with. I just saw they had a cool little widget, so I put it on my website. However, you go past just creating your chart here, you're clicking on other stuff, you go to transact, that does not go to 7healstar.com. That strictly goes to Astro Charts. So I know it's like we're taking the risk. However, we're allowing ourselves to have pro bono things for you, as well as things that you can transact your eleemosynary tuition and do AstroLiteracy sessions with us. So why are we doing this, guys? To be completely honest, I'm just going to cut to the chase of why we're actually doing this. I'm going to take it right here. This is why we're doing this every Wednesday. Of course, at the forefront of our mind, first and foremost, is Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Never get it twisted. Prophet Noble Drew Ali is at the forefront of our mind, and this is why we do what we do in assisting in uplifting fallen humanity. You guys on Wednesdays, what you're getting, and we're going through this calendar, you can actually, not the calendar that you're actually seeing us go through, you can get your own personal full year 7 Heal Star Astro Calendar and Transit Report. All right, you can get your own personal one where the transits that the reports will be speaking on will be all the way for the transit planets where they are now in aspect to your natal planets. And basically that's less than 50 cents a day, alrighty, because it is 180 units. Will give you a full year, 365 days for 180 units. You cannot beat that, if I'm not mistaken, correct? So less than 50
super
cents.
still.
You're super still. Right. So we'll make sure you guys get your chart and your calendar and the reports, alrighty, and that'll be just something small, you know, for us in preparing it or whatever for you or whatever. But that's why we do this every Wednesday, guys. So get that, and got to be very honest with you. Let's go through everything else here, guys. You know, we do sound font development, video editing, and things like that. A lot of people are learning things on their own. That's cool. But I have this up here because this is what I've been doing for over 13 years, so-called professionally, even though I've grown up on stages, dancing, singing groups, all that stuff since I was 3 years old or whatever, different choirs and things like that. So I always am going to have that audio visual factor in anything that I do, guys. Anytime, all the time. Your mental magician reports, I know Brother Sean has sent me in my email another report that I have to look into. I've been uberly busy, but Brother Sean is kicking out his reports and citing his sources where necessary. So you can go and check that. His samples there, but to get your own mental magician report, what you guys have to do, and be respectful, please, you reach out to Brother Sean on email. I'll take you to the About Us page and show you when you go to our About Us page. You can actually reach us via Instagram through direct messenger, and there's a link there for you to do so to reach us via Instagram. But Brother Sean has a mental magician report there for 99 units. It's going to go up. All righty, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go up. You know what I mean? But right now, he's having it at the 99. You know, we do things in the 3s, 6s, and 9s as far as our Elemosinary tuitions. Brother Jaguar Solar, right? Brother Jaguar Soul, Brother Terrell Tamari Bey giving me the Jaguar Solar AstroLiteracy session for $111 per the hour. You guys will not be disappointed. I know when you see an hour, you're like, that's it. We usually spend more than what's posted there, guys. You won't be disappointed because we do our best and, you know, making sure you get more than what you bargained for. Same for AstroCore for Brother Corey Bey, where he is the wellness coach, right? And you guys, like I said, when you go to the About Us page, you'll see more about each of the brothers here at 7hillstar.com. You get the AstroCore AstroLiteracy session for $111 per the hour also. And guys, you know, my go-to, my number one, the even reason that 7 Hill Star exists, this is the thing that you guys all know me from. All righty, the Astrology 101 workshop. All righty, as far as the mirror session, right? That's what you guys have always seen. So the mirror Astro Literacy session for 3 hours is 153 units, where I'm making sure you are learning how to read your astrology. You're learning astrology one-on-one with me by us analyzing your chart. And by the time I'm finished with you in 3 hours, you will completely know. You just have to follow my protocol, pay attention, and listen. You will not be disappointed. And we have fun. And I guarantee you will sincerely enjoy it. And also the Who Am I, What's My Purpose reading, 111 units per the hour also, right? All this in lieu of lawful money pertaining to your Elemosinary tuitions, all righty? And then you guys know we have classes and events also. You know, you guys, these are things that we have already have archived. They're archived already. We'll give you access to them per you transacting for them. The Astrology 101 Workshop 2021. We're going from here on back to the top. But in the order that we did it, the first one, first and foremost, is this. Astrology 101 Workshop 2020, Google Drive archive is 135 units for 5 videos. It's way more than 5 videos in there, though. All righty. I just want you guys to get your hands on it and to find out what's really in there. You're like, oh my God, I feel like I robbed 7 Hill Star. It's okay. That's the way we set it up so you guys can get more what you think you're getting. Because within that is the First Prophet Noble Drew Ali University, and here are the other 2 from right to left, right? As well as all the different workshops we had, from where we went over horary astrology. There's 12 videos there. All you do is take the Elemosinary tuition divided by 27. You know how many videos are there? All righty, solar art. We went over that. We went over Synastry also, right? As well as we just kind of reviewed, hey guys, what did we go over during that year that we did all that astrology, you know, workshopping and stuff, right, amongst ourselves, being the Moorish Americans that we are. Yay! Astrology 101 Workshop 2020 Amplified, which is 12 videos. It's not like the 101 Workshop 2020. We actually analyzed the eclipse that took place June 21st, 2020, and we really went in on that, on a lot of different concepts and looking at things to really just kind of analyze the solar eclipse. And guys, you know, we're national. If you're national also, we will take you through the 7 Hill Star Astrology Astro Literacy Sessions Protocol Certification Workshop Intensive. It is 12 videos already complete. You will basically see what Brother Sean and Brother Benjamin went through in getting their certifications. However, you'll be learning right along with them. So it's one of those things you can review as like a receipt as far as things that have, you know, transacted and taken place in times past. However, for your time to come and manifesting your certification via 7 Hill Star provided, you are national, and we see your nationality card and things of that nature. You know, we really can do that, because what we're going to be doing, guys, we're going to be taking on memberships also come November, guys. So Seven Hill Star is going to be doing some revamping, and we'll begin to take on membership. So a lot of these numbers are going to be different for members, all righty, so to speak. So with that being said, guys, let's me go here to the featured products, right? Because everything except the calendar here. Now, this is the regular calendar here. You guys get that for 36 units, right? And you can transact for that. It's 36 units for the regular calendar for February 2022. Pardon me, March Aries 2022 to February Pisces 2023. 36 units for the 7 Hill Star Astro calendar, March 2022 to February 2023. And you guys can get that in advance. For just the regular mundane calendar, no reports come with that. It's just the calendar for you to have, and you can mark it yourself after receiving the PDF, alrighty, and you can print it out on your own. It's just that you're just transacting for the time that it takes for us to put it together for you. All right. So with that being said, let's go on back home to 7 Hill Star and just kind of bring this up, guys. The other products that are there, you know, for 30 units in Little Lawful Money is the Little Star Seeds literature set. Alrighty, for the Little Star Seeds AstroLiteracy set, where you get the My First Astrology coloring book and the Astro Aura cubes, the seamless origami cubes that you fold yourself. Alrighty, with the videos that when you get that set, I will make sure you have the video in your emails, in your email to see how it's done, the long video and the short video. Also, and everything else is free downloads. The Astrology Street with Brother Hasan title sequence, it's just a video. However, the 7 Hill Star Astro Study poster, pale, which is black, black is pale, pale is black, which that is free, along with the other 2 study posters, one for Annual Perfections Cycle Study Sheet, and the 7 Hill Stars Zodiacal Releasing Dimensions / Cycles Study poster. Those are free, all right? You can download those immediately, have a ball, all righty? Seriously, just guys, make sure you subscribe to our email list so you can get those things from us every cycle. You can send out usually it's 1 to 2 emails every cycle. We do our best not to miss a cycle and making sure you guys get your emails. Any questions, comments, and or suggestions from my beloved brothers and whom I'm well pleased before we yield the floor? Let me go in here and clean up my Lunar Mansions documents. I yield.
No. Yeah, no. Be yourself. Yeah.
And donate.
Yes.
Brother Sean.
Study your astrology, man. Seriously.
That's right. Let them know, man. That's what they need. What will save the hood? I'm telling you. If y'all claim y'all so real, right? In the hood, people so real. You really want to get your hood together, then y'all would do anything in your power to have a mirror session. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure it's 100 notes less than a pair of Jordans. It's 153, right? On Jordan's like 250. Pair of foam posits is like 250, right?
Fucking Jordans are a liability. It's not an asset to your life.
Correct. Let me move this book real quick. Let me put this book back in my bag. But
use that trap money to buy readings for the entire hood. It'll help.
Yeah, I know, right? Do something good with your D-boy money and get an astrology reading for people so that they can really see what it is. But you know, you can't just force it on people. People really got to be interested. That's how astrology
right is. Yeah.
You got to, you know, you can't just force it like, well, shoot, man, you know what I'm saying? Since I'm in the hood, Joe, and they said we need it, Joe, you just got to do it. And it'll still be over. So now we got to find a way to, well, it's really not hard. I ain't going to front. Like, I do it for my peoples. I know how. You know what I mean? Put it in terms that Pookie and Ray are grasping. It's just that I know we're much better than Pookies and Ray Rays and Bonquishas. I really know that we are. It's just a matter of people really needing to put themselves, their best self forward. Put your best self forward. You know what I mean? So that you can be able to benefit from your days being long upon the earth land because you're honoring your ancient foremothers and forefathers mindset. All right. So any other questions, comments, and or suggestions? Going once?
That's important what he just said. Very important.
Yeah, I know, right? And I trust that somebody definitely comprehends that. However, with that being said, I am going to yield the floor. If any other questions, comments, and or suggestions? Going once? Going twice? To my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Terrell, Tamari Bey, and Sean Alim L, I thank you oh so much. And this is where I say my namaste. Namaste. Islam. Peace out.
Love.
Islam.